Hey guys, Patterns in Paradise welcomes you, philosophical travelers, old and new. We have yet another podcast,
packed with contrast, meandering through wacky roads of mind, combining curious tangents intertwined. I'm Reggie.
and I am Monk. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Wacky Wednesdays.
Wacky Wednesdays. What? Wacky Wednesdays.
This is Wacky Wednesdays. Welcome. Oh, so fucking exciting.
Oh, Mickey.
Mickey Mouse here. Donald. Oh, Donald.
Thing is I don't even know what I'm saying.
This is something fucking. Welcome to Wacky Wednesdays, where we chat a bunch of shit. Of course, because we don't exactly sing. They'll stop us, except for Daffy Duck saying "fuck you." That's not going to be aired on any kids' channel.
Sorry, Disney. No suing us.
Gosh, Goofy here. Is that Goofy? Welcome. So, what be the topic of talk of today? I mean, it seems a problem.
Beauty. There ain't no topic, mate. It's Wacky Wednesdays. Like wacky races. We do what we want.
Now announcing Dick Dastardly is in the lead, closely followed by Caveman Putt and Penelope Pitstop.
But who's coming in the back? It's Freddie Flintstones.
Cheat. Do you ever remember back in the day how outrageous some of these cartoons would be? To the point where a character would get themselves completely crushed by a boulder. And we'd say to ourselves, like, what? We just assume, like, yeah, that's normal. You could survive getting trapped by a 10-ton boulder. Nothing serious.
You can continue driving flat. Don't worry. It's fine. You'll pop up later.
Like in Mario Kart, when you get smashed by the dude with the giant mushroom, and then you end up like, and your tires are still spinning, but you're going like half the speed.
You get smacked by the rocket. Yep, absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. You'll just jump up in the air, land back, and then you can keep going.
You're just 10 meters from the finish line, and then someone hits you and you get knocked off the track, and you respawn in 12th place. I mean, that game, Mario Kart, is where friendships are lost, right? Friendships.
Dude, I love that game. Mario Kart was the shit. It was so much fun. I remember having so many arguments with my sister. Like, it was ridiculous. Tell me, what about your experience with Mario Kart? Was it more with family or was it friends?
I try to get my family involved, but at no point in time did my parents ever want to really get involved with Mario Kart. It was mostly my little sister and my little brother, who to this day, we have a rivalry running. And even though everyone hates the track, the universal track of settling disputes. Of course.
It has to be Rainbow Road. Everyone else can do like shortcuts or whatever that they know on different tracks. The Rainbow Road is where everything goes down.
Fuck around. On Rainbow Road, that's the true show of skill. On Luigi Circuit, a lot of the time it's luck of the draw. Did you manage to get the right turtle shell at the right time? Did you get a bullet at the right time? A star maybe. It's such a simple track. You finish the thing in what, 1:30? Whereas Rainbow Road is 4 minutes or 5 minutes.
It's a long race.
A long race, and you try to be
cautious. You knock the person the right way. Because I remember like overtaking someone and just knocking them, and dude, they were flying. I was like, ha ha ha. Then you'd get knocked, and you're like, okay, that's not funny. That's enough. That's not happening. Ah, red shell.
Right there before the finish line, or you hear the blue turtle shell coming, and you're number one, and then you hear this beep, 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 beep. Fuck! right there by the finish line.
When you start swearing and your parents actually hear you in the back, you're like, what happened? My child knows what a swear word is.
Bro, those are those moments where the parents say, hey, calm down, stop swearing. And you're this close to telling your parents to mind their own business because it's that personal. I mean, not advising anyone swearing at their parents as a child, but I mean, even
Don't do it. It's not advised. Only start swearing when necessary, which is like when you're living by yourself and actually doing your own thing. At least give yourself that respect, give your parents that respect. They don't deserve to be hearing you swearing when you're in their house. It's their house. Respect them.
I used to have a punching bag in my room, right there by my bed. So there was over here, there was desk, there was TV and chair, there was punching bag, and then there was my bed. So the second something would happen in the video game, I'd start throwing kicks against the bag, just getting angry with punches. And my parents were like, he's at it again. There he is. And I'd have moments where dad would come in and say, George, shut up. It's 12 at night. I'm like, sorry, Dad. Shit. Now, Mario Kart, though, dude. Mario Kart, with any other games which you can remember, if you were to do...
Uno.
Let's give conditions to this. Reg, if we could give conditions to this. Let's say we were to plan a lads' evening. All right, a lads' evening with 12 lads, okay, 3 different televisions, 3 different Nintendo Wiis, a lot of alcohol, and preferably in a house of our own where there's no neighbors around. What would be the 3 Nintendo Wii video games if we were to plan like a video game lads' night nerd fest?
In terms of competition-wise?
In terms of competition and total banter, shouting, screaming, oh my God, how dare you throw that turtle shell at me? Like imagine doing a 12-man LAN Mario Kart with tons of alcohol as a drinking game, where the further down the field you go, the more alcohol you need to drink every race as you lose. And the winner doesn't have to drink anything.
I think I know this may be biased, but obviously Mario Kart is there. Number 1, hundreds. Number 2, I have to say it, I'm sorry, but golf. That would be hilarious.
Is that the Nintendo Golf or like Tiger Woods professional golf?
No, the professional one, because that's harder. Right. You've got to like time it properly, otherwise your ball. Every time you hit the water, 3 shots. Every time you hit the bunker, 1 shot.
And we add drinks into. Oh my God!
Balls just end up getting absolutely wrecked. That would be good. And the last one, I think, boxing. Every punch, maybe a shot or something like that.
Now, dude, people would end up on the floor.
KO? KO means down a king's jug of the choice of the winner. That would be interesting.
Bro, all right, boxing, we can
you don't want to play drinking games.
We need to find a way of making these last like at least 2 or 3 hours. Some system by which everyone would like be willing to participate, and the rule being people can't, like the people who are not playing can't just be on their phones mucking around until it's their turn to play. It's like we record it and we put it on YouTube, and everyone there is participating in the hollering. People are putting bets down on the side. People are yapping. People are shit talking. It's like for that night, people are dedicated to just a group sesh of reliving childhood memories in a slightly more drunken, mature way. I fucking hope. But then again, we'd probably be more immature.
But then you got to, in that regards, then you got to have like old school 90s, 2000s kind of club mixes that are going to be going on in the background. Really to bring that reminiscing effect forward. And you got to bring out the drinks that we used to have as children and maybe add, let's say, rum, vodka, gin, or something to those mixes, just to give it that alcoholic flavor. But you know what? You still got that childhood taste, and you're like,
Oh God. So we're talking about like like Russian beer, guarana with maybe some cream soda or something.
Oh my God.
Remember
Dude.
those? The Russian bears back in
You-
Zimbabwe, having
yes.
Russian bear, the
Oh my God.
classic Smirnoff taste.
Smirnoff Ice, and those went down on house
Smirnoff
parties. The
spins.
Smirnoff Ices, the spins.
Spin
Dude, we used to
tweezers.
have downing competitions of those things where those guys that literally swizzle it and like drop almost a whole bottle in like a second.
Right.
We were trying to do that, but with beer pong. So for every like cup, in a way, you'd have the choice between downing the spin or having whatever beer is in that cup. Some owners are choosing the spin. Yeah, that messed us up.
So I still remember the first time I ever had a spin. I remember I was 17. This is going out on camera. I think I was underage drinking, for the record. Anyways, so a friend of mine.
Weren't we all? In Zim, at least.
Yeah, well, so I remember I was 17 and myself and a friend of mine, we went and bought a 6-pack of spins, right? Smirnoff spins, only about 3 or 4% alcohol. I remember I had 2 of them that night. And that for me was too much, to the point where I didn't feel comfortable driving. And my friend, who was 16 years old, this dude had 4. He's like, yeah, bro, I could drive. I've been doing this since I was 14.
Oh, no.
I'm like, okay, life decisions, bro. Can you drive me home?
Oh my God, no.
But that's because this guy was twice my size. He was like 105 kg, 6'4".
I think I know the guy that you're talking about. Is he one of your mates, close mates?
One of my mates, ex-John Zone.
Okay.
You want to reveal any names?
Let's not disclose names.
There's a chance you might know him. But no disclosure of name.
Probably. No.
Harare is such a small place, dude.
We
For
keep
anyone
it anonymous.
listening, it's one of those places where there's a good chance that, let's say, Scott, myself and yourself met for the first time. There's a very good chance that you know someone who I know. And that's almost a guarantee.
Sorry. I just had a flashback to when we actually first met. You remember?
Match cricket.
Slammers.
Nah, mate, that was after. Surely that was after.
Was it after?
Yeah. First place was at the,
Okay.
you were there for Zim trials. I was there for match trials. Mashonaland cricket. Pretty much.
Well, I must say, I
province.
don't really remember meeting Owens at trials because I was very concentrated on trying to actually get into the Zim team, which luckily I was selected, but then didn't get put forward for the shortlist because they had too many flippin' players that were turning 19 for the under-19 World Cup. I was like, Anyway, guess who's playing for the South African national team now, bitch?
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, the first time I actually remember properly meeting you, like where we actually chatted and stuff, was the Slammers cricket team, where I remember you actually having to take the slammer, and that was your first game, and that was brilliant. Do you remember what you had to do?
I had to get down on my knee and say, thank you, Mr. Fines Master, sir. Was that the game where I had that stud, that shoe which didn't have a stud attached? And so the whole game people were calling me stud, and I had to take an extra shot just because of that.
Yep, and we had to kneel on bottle caps on the upside whilst we took a slammer shot, which was basically a glass with the cheapest, most vile vodka. Do you remember what it was called?
It was cane, but it was the spirit cane. It wasn't even vodka, dude. It came in a plastic bottle with a ship on the front. That's it.
That's how crazy it was.
Zimbabwe doesn't have oceans,
Plastic.
people.
Oh.
Zimbabwe does not have oceans, and the alcohol we were drinking was a sailing ship. Most people don't know what a sailing ship is in Zimbabwe. All they know is whatever's inside that bottle, you start sailing. That's all we knew. So say like glass like this, soda up, and then you need to you need to hit the thing so it fizzes, and you need to clock.
It was a swirl.
You have to swirl, bang it, and then drink it before it stops fizzing.
That was the standard slammer. But what we had to do for the initiations, you had an egg inside, and you had to take the slammer And remember taking the egg and you had to eat the egg without having the shell, spit the whole shell back in the glass. And I remember actually seeing Owens chundering after. For those that don't know what chunder is, means to hurl. Yeah, it was not a pleasant sight. And they always had a brick next to the Owen who was doing the initiation. Oh, dude, it was crazy. And they actually said to me for the first time when I took that initiation, they were like, if you need to, here's a brick. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they have to explain the fact that if you chunder, you have to put the brick so no one actually steps in it. Oh, it was vile. It was not.
I don't
good.
remember going through this initiation, Rich. This is what's making me wonder. Like, did I come on a good day, or did people just not feel like doing initiations on that day?
I don't know, Roo. I don't know. That was a tough initiation. And guess who had to see that initiation?
Or your parents or your girlfriend?
Gran and dad.
My son, we are so proud of you. How far you're coming.
I didn't actually hurl, which was a good thing. So that was a positive from my side. And Gran was just like, how did you do that? I don't know. I just managed to keep it down.
It's different though. When you're in the presence of like 11 or 12 other guys, there's a certain, and as men now, other dudes can relate to this, especially people who have done team sports before. It's that strange, but at the same time, it's the most natural thing ever, it seems, camaraderie, where you don't want to let your guys down. And the same feeling you feel before going into a match of some sort for sports.
It's crazy the kind of mentalities we all get brought up with, eh?
But you see, the thing is it the mentality we get brought up with? Or is it some inherent mentality that exists within us? To the extent every tribe around the world that has had hunter-gatherers, tribe warriors, clan attacks, harvesting and working together, everybody try to do their part for tribe. Those people who don't, they get ostracized, they get murdered, or they get sold into slavery, as was the case for thousands of years. Maybe it is natural, like police. Reggie, what did you do this time, bro?
Can you hear the police? They're coming for me, bro.
What did you do this time, Reggie?
I don't know. That's the thing. No.
Reg, how can you not know what you did, bro? Right?
That's the thing. There's too many different things where they could be coming for me for. Oops.
Okay,
I'm only joking.
Okay, let's start it off. Reg, let's start it off. Did you throw a bottle at a homeless person?
No.
Did you give the zapper to a policeman?
No.
Did you run into a crowded place, throw a satchel on the ground and scream Allah Akbar?
Don't think so.
Then you're safe. Then they're not coming for you, Rich. You're safe.
Well, I do weird things in my sleep, eh? No, I'm joking. They seem to have disappeared. I think they're chasing someone. It could even just be the ambulances, eh?
When you're down
don't
on
know the difference
funds,
over here.
When you're down on government funds and the ambulance has to act as the police as well. Like, listen.
The weird thing is that the sirens, they have the same kind of sound. Have you noticed? The ambulances as well as the police, they're the same kind of sirens. It's very weird.
It's freaky. Because you look behind you thinking you're running from the cops and it's actually the people who are trying to help you.
It's very strange. It's a weird mentality to have, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, let's make this person think that they're getting chased by the cops, but actually I'm coming to save their life. Huh? Reverse psychology. Hey, it's the ambulance. They're coming to save us.
Bro, weird topic switch, but you remember with video games, GTA San Andreas, right? Where you could, if you stole an ambulance or a police car or a fire engine, you could take those missions and be a
No,
vigilante.
who would ever do that? Why would you steal an ambulance?
Run around and save people who need saving in exchange for extra money that you then spend on weapons and ammunition.
Well, I didn't beat whores for their money. Did you ever do that on the games? Not beating whores for money. That was a load of my friends who did that.
With the camera,
I remember driving.
To like, dude, where the camera would go to like this angle, and you just see the car going. And every time you zoom around the car, all you ever see is this. And then she gets out.
I mean, I remember driving the cars a lot and then riding over people when it was like really desperate for money, and I knew I was going to get stopped by the cops or I would die, so that I could at least pay the fine to get out of the hospital. But I did, the one thing that I really did enjoy was starting fights with the gang members to see how many I could actually get killed anyway. But that was more of like a sort of a mission of mine whenever I played GTA, was like, how many gang members can one own take on? And of course, because you're in a video game and you're the player, they always make your life easier. Like you could kill them maybe with 2-3 shots, whereas they could shoot you like 50 times. You're still like half life.
Half life. Health mode, cheat. You remember you're about to die.
Or cheats code.
And you'd be like, in fact, the cheat for San Andreas was HESOYAM. 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 You type that in quickly, you get full health, full armor, and they give you 250,000 just for fun. Can you imagine if that existed in real life, dude? If you're a cop, right? You have a family, you're trying to save people around you from being shot by some psychopath who's manifesting bazookas from inside his shirt pocket and then pulls out a flipping M60 and starts going. And you're a policeman, then you're like, who the fuck are we facing? We've shot him like 17 times and the bullet grows over, the bloodstained shit disappears. This guy keeps on being shot. We threw a grenade at him. We have tanks outside the building. Why is he not dying? Okay, cool. Sniper shot him. He's still not dead. We've lost 500 men so far. Sorry, what?
Why? Yeah, and then they send full-fledged army to you after 5 stars. You've still got the whole sort of police force under attack. You're still going. Right. And they end up sending the tanks, the armored vehicles, the helicopters, the fighter jets even. Like I remember trying to get every single missionary coming after me sometimes.
Wait.
Missionary?
You mean mercenary?
Mercenary, sorry.
You know, missionary is something else, my friend.
I know it's a different context.
It's a different tactical position, should we say? For those who are young watching, a missionary is either someone who performs religious feats in a faraway land, or it is a tactical position that is assumed with members of the opposite gender.
All right, I think that's TMI. But yes, I tried to get as many individuals coming after me as possible in the game. And then I would flip the coin and actually just walk around like a normal citizen and actually stop at traffic lights and all of that in the next life that I would be given. Just like, yeah, I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that where you actually got the cops on you and then all of a sudden the star actually disappears and then you just drive around normally and all of a sudden you become this normal citizen who's abiding by all the laws, and then bang, you hit someone by accident and then the cops just flood on you again. No, I just got rid of them.
You know, you mentioned that, dude. I remember a couple of years, like a long fucking time back, I was playing on PSP, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown. And this was released in 2008, but they had this amazing feature. Even though it was a bird's eye view and you were watching everything from above, it wasn't like a 3D game. It had this feature where if you were on 1 star, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 stars, and you acted, if you're in a car and you were driving normally, behaving the laws, going at a decent speed, not running into people, doing dodgy stuff, there was a good chance that you could drive past police cars that were on patrol looking for you. And if you acted normally,
Wasn't that when the stars were flashing?
I think so.
Because
Yes.
that's when they're hesitant in a way to actually locate the criminal when the stars were flashing, and then you would actually sort of be abiding by laws, and then they would actually stop looking for you. Like you could be driving over the bridge, for example, and they could be going through the highway, and they wouldn't actually try and stop you because you're driving well, and they would probably be not thinking you're the crazy person.
But then,
I
like
do remember
you said,
that.
but then you say like you hit someone on the road, or even a pedestrian who walks into the road at a green light. I mean, how often do you have pedestrians doing stupid stuff in GTA? Even though the driving quality of your average GTA players substandard to say the least. Then someone walks in the road, or you bump a car that's going too quickly, and whoops, you have a problem.
All of a sudden the police just hordes on you. Now you got 3 stars. You're like, oh crap. Not again. And you're like, okay, might as well fight him. I'll die.
It's always the funniest when your car like blew up and you had to jump out while the car was still driving at like 140, and you'd see your character
And it's on fire.
And there's a fire on the car. Oh God, the funniest thing that would be then you're escaping on foot, and you're looking at and you're thinking, I have 4 stars. There's going to be SWAT vehicles with the big black SUVs that are bulletproof, and they're going to knock you off the road. And you're trying to run on foot, trying to find another car. And in the time it takes you to actually pull the pedestrian, this is sounding so fun.
A rocket launcher just. Well, that ended badly.
Your character just ragdolls.
Wasted.
Wasted. Man.
Yeah. Dude, video games were good. I enjoyed, but I haven't played one actually for a very long time. I think the last time I actually sat down and truly spent a good amount of time on a video game, it must be at least 5 years. At least.
All right, you know that is a lie. You remember back in uni days, up at the penthouse, we had a couple of days of Call of Duty.
I don't remember playing Call of Duty for a long, long time, dude. Not like hours.
How intoxicated were we that night? We don't remember playing Call of Duty.
Well, I do remember playing Call of Duty and FIFA and stuff and having competitions, but I'm meaning like where you would actually sit down for more than 3 or 4 hours. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, you're right. Call of Duty we did. But FIFA, no. FIFA, I do remember we only did a couple of hours, like 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, it was for banter. And even then, the Call of Duty was kind of just to try things out. But when you say putting genuine time towards a video game, be something like Elder Scrolls or Dark Souls, or one of those games where you have progress and you're trying to unlock stuff. It's probably been a while.
Mate, my sort of game that I followed quests and everything was either Tomb Raider or Just Cause and Just Cause 2. Those 2, I followed missions every single day, and I would actually complete games. I did even do the missions as well for Black Ops. I remember that because I actually enjoyed the whole process of going along with the storyline. And I'll be honest, I also didn't really have friends that actually wanted to play because none of them were good enough to actually joel with me. So I usually just hit up the storyline and sleep at like 3, 4 a.m.
Sleep 3, 4 a.m.
Good times. Good times.
I mean, good times, but one of the internal battles that's kind of been going on in my mind is trying to justify to say, you know, all those hours that we spent playing video games, and in my case, it was thousands of hours, if not maybe 10,000 hours spent in video games. I keep trying to figure out and say, yeah, optimistically, hey, everything happens for a reason, or you know what, you can turn that into the greatest positive possible. Some part of me is like, what if I spent that time reading books and whatnot, or doing other stuff? But then I wonder, what if a certain aspect of an extremely spontaneous, volatile, creative mindset, as well as fine motor skills, gets highly developed upon exposure to that amount of new stimulus, complicated storylines, different flashes and stimulus and explosive weapons and whatnot? Again, dopamine systems in a person's head would tend to take a beating, because one is so used to getting that fake dopamine, or that artificially triggered dopamine from video games. Hey, you completed a mission. Here's a new assault rifle. Here's a new skill. Hey, here's a gold trophy. All those little things that trigger the dopamine that we wouldn't get from reading a book, or doing a workout, or doing anything else. So it's kind of like a battle to say, is it time well spent or time badly spent? But then again, it just depends. Just depends what the person does,
I think it really ultimately comes down to how you value that time. It's like, what are you going to actually take from it? The benefits that you were able to adapt and conquer new skills potentially, and accomplish quests at a quicker speed or in a better way? Or are you going to be the person who's going to reflect and be like, I hate the fact that I was spending so much time on a game rather than educating myself or being with friends or playing outside? We all have different types of reflection. We have to reflect within our own self. But anyway, I think that leads on to the possibility of a nice ending to Wacky Wednesdays. And it can be a nice opening to the ability of creating positive thoughts. But I want to say it's been an awesome episode with Wacky Wednesdays. I think we're going to go crazier next week.
Did you just say crazier? I don't know the meaning of crazier. All I know is the meaning of normality.
Normality? We don't have normality in this world. No one is normal. What is normal?
It's a lie. It's a trap.
Normal is a word to standardize people and to box everyone. We must be individuals who accept who we are.
Normal. Be normal enough that people don't throw stones at you in the street and think you're a complete, utterly unhinged sociopath. But be unique enough that you make your stand in the world and do not follow under the pretenses, guises, and norms of others to the extent of being a slave.
It's a profound topic to end on.
We love it. Mom and Reggie,
we very much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful episode, and we hope you join us next time with a wonderful Wacky Wednesdays again. We love you so much. Peace.
Love you.
Don't forget to subscribe and check out the YouTube videos.